How are you? Welcome in. As Flip has posted, for this stream, there is absolutely no moderators. And for a very specific reason. There's a conversation that kind of needs to be had. And I feel like I should probably preface it with saying, like, first of all, there's no shade, there's no tea. There's just stuff that needs to just be put out. It's not directed at any particular individual. I'm going to be just speaking from my own experience. So, I'm not really pointing nothing at nobody. But I feel like with so much always being constantly said about me, I think it's time for me to finally say something about what's being said. Let me go ahead and get comfy and just hop into it. If you guys want to ask anything, there will be a total time for that, and I will clarify anything y'all want to know. But I will say, I got a couple topics I need to just woosah on, okay? So yeah, just a reminder, there are no mods inside this stream, and that's because I want all parties to be able to say what they want to say without the repercussions, you know? And I think that's just me, first of all, addressing something that's always been big with me. It's like, if you know me, if you spend enough time around me, you know I'm a really, really big person on transparency and communication and trying to make sure that I don't leave any gray area. And I feel like that's been a huge source of everything that is kind of like crumbled around me. And I say crumble because it's like, for example, like I was saying like the other day, the tribe has raised a lot of readers, but we have also seen 50% of said readers disappear. And that's just, you know, for better or for worse, tragedy, whatever happens, that's how the cookie crumbles. And it's like, you know, that's any business, that's any venture, that's any restaurant. 50%. Like, you're either gonna make it, you're either gonna not. So that's just a part of what comes with being a part or aligned in any business. And for whatever reason, when people lose their channels, when people fail, when people don't get what they, I guess, thought they would get out of me, despite me giving so much, yeah, it can get really blurry. And I feel like, especially in 2019, it was a huge year of dramas for my channel, which is something that I have vowed I will not be returning to. So, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, I will not actually be, you know, responding to like negativity and stuff. I don't have time. Like, I really don't, y'all. I got an album due, I got an EP due, I got music videos to shoot, and it's time for me to really kind of like shift focus. Because if you know me, if you know you've been around, you know I've supported more readers than I can count. And I just think it's time for me to really change directions and focus on myself. Because while it's great, karma to do great things for people, at the same time, not everything will always be reciprocated. And sometimes, you know, people will, you know, be cordial to get along or to get whatever they can get from you. And then when they're no longer getting that, you see true aspects. And I don't know, I feel like that all comes in to the competitiveness of business in general. And I'm trying really hard to not really associate myself with the scuffle that is the cloud of dirt and drama, like Pigpen on like Charlie Brown, basically. It's like I don't want to be in the mix anymore. So it's like, yeah, I would say there's been about what six readers to fall, just being completely honest, like for one reason or another. And I mean, I've seen some pretty conniving shit. I've seen people gassing up my enemies to come and like try to quote unquote take me down or this or that, or like, as petty as that is, I hate to say it, but in 2020 I'm not doing it no more. Like, I don't care if you guys email about me. I don't really care if you call me a he, a she, a it, Voldemort. I don't care. And the reason I don't care is because like there's bigger fish to fry, I guess you could say. Like, in 2020, my only goal is to get my community that I spent 10 months building back on track and back to being a place where people can come and be safe. Not a place where people could come and start shit and beef, you know? Like, that's not at all the purpose of what this channel is for. I always joke and say this channel is a FUBU channel. It is for us and by us. Everything that I use on this channel, for the most part, has been gifted to me from the community. Whether that's cards, whether that's the table cover, gemstones, the hourglass, water bottle, freaking herbs to burn. And somewhere in the mix of that, I think people got wrenches and they kind of got a little big-headed, or they started their channels and then all of a sudden, you know, like, it's what can you get as opposed to what can you give back. So, in efforts of not having to direct my audience to other people for them to, you know, as my mods have called it on Discord, drinking the Kool-Aid only to get sick of drinking the Kool-Aid, rest assured I will never ever force another reader on y'all, okay? Like, if you guys are here for me, I will be here. I will always be cordial. I will always be sweet. I'll always welcome all walks. But I just can't put my time and efforts behind nobody else. Like, I've given so much. And, like, I'm tired of the politics of it all. Because at the end of the day, like, you don't give 10 months of your life for someone to walk right in and hijack. Or, you know, potentially, like, crash an entire ship when really, like, their investment in it is so minuscule. Now, another reason, like, to start fresh, right, to get done with all the mods, it really, really is a responsibility. It's a job. It is something that you guys are the ambassadors to what it is that we are doing. And yeah, I put out code of conduct in terms of like what I expected, just me, what I expected from the people who want to moderate for me on Discord. And I know it was met with, you know, mixed regard. But the thing I didn't really like about it was the fact that people had one opinion that they had with me and another opinion that they had on Skype calls with their friends. And I didn't think that was very honest or transparent. So I've decided to part ways, you know, from all and any that are not conducive to a community. So I don't know, I feel like in a lot of ways, like, I've been given a huge reputation for no reason. Like, what have I actually done to anybody? And beyond that, am I to blame for business going as usual? Meaning, like, the whole, like, 50% of people failing? I don't think that's my fault. Like, the demise of one channel or another does not fall on me. But I think a lot of people will like to paint that narrative just because it's a little easier to believe that when your pride is hurt. But the truth of the fact of the matter is I've been here every night since April. Actually since May, but I've been producing content since April. On not one but two monetized channels, in which I got both monetized because I sat here for 9, 10, 13 hours some days. And I didn't create it for it to become a shit show of fools and fuckery. Like, this was meant to be a place to encourage others to find themselves, improve their lives, move forward, do great things, and for us to see each other in a positive light. How all of that gets construed when we're supposed to be doing light work, I have no idea. But one thing I do know is in 2020, that is none of my business. I'm just at a point in my life where if it's not conducive to happiness and it's not transparent, I think I'm just gonna continue to pave out, you know, exactly what it is that I seek, which is that true transparency. I don't know. In 2020, I think it's really important that there's a kinder narrative, because a lot of people just got sour taste in their mouth, and it's for an abundance of reasons. It could be conversation going on in the room. It could be the fact that, like, people were timing people out all the time. It could have been the fact that people felt like maybe we were cliquey because only the mods were only talking to certain mods as opposed to talking to newbies. It doesn't just fall on one thing. So I really felt like I needed to just, like, literally, like, collect myself, because honestly, I was pretty upset just because of, like, previous talks, agreements, conversations, things like that, and then people only really choosing to honor those agreements when it's inside their benefit. So since I'm not gonna get fucked anymore by this person, I'm moving on with my life. You know, like, it is what it's always gonna be, I guess. Like, in some aspects, I don't have the power to control what other people want to say. But one thing I can say is I have every bit of control in terms of not engaging the drama. And I think that's really where I'm trying to head to next, which is to continue working on music and my creative arts, producing, writing, performing, editing, all of that good stuff. But I'm not focused on, like, none of the bullshit no more. Like, I mean, I meant that when I said, like, there will never be another diss track from AzraelVicious to nobody. Like, I'm done. Like, the things I had to do to defend my honor still gave me a bad rep. It's like, yeah, I got some street cred because, yeah, I fucking won. But you know what? At the same time, there were a lot of casualties of war. And I think it's a big pill to swallow, because the truth of the matter is some people are going to always have the opinion of me in which they have because so-and-so said so. And that will never be something that I can influence. But what I can influence is the direction that I'm heading in. And that's why we have the thumbnail. Not because there was going to be tea, but because I felt like this was my, like, needing to suck the poison out of my own life moment. Having the ability to just truly just kind of bare my own soul and just not feel bad about the decisions I've had to make for the collective to stay together. Like, I've worked way too hard to just let things slide like that, you know? It's just, I don't know. To know what a gift this life is to live, and then just to see people take it for granted. I don't know. It's just something I can't really relate to. So, I know that this video is extremely late. I know that it is going to be a little bit of a surprise to the people who are probably going to wake up and have to listen to this, so they can really feel like they got their tea, because I'm sure they expect this to be some type of drama. Haha, surprise, it's actually not. But tell your friend, I'm not doing drama no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not worth the juice in the squeeze, and I never liked lemons anyway. It's just like, until I know that we're heading in a place where I can actually be happy, there will be a little area of change where I'm just literally trying to figure things out. Bear with me, and I'm gonna get our channel and this ship on the right direction again. But for me, it's important that we really start to change the narrative, because this is my life. It's not my hobby. It's not something I do when I'm done with school. It's not something I do after my day job. This is how I feed my chihuahuas and how I get to afford to see my, like, soon to be someday spouse. So this is my real life, and I choose to not put myself in any more situations that aren't conducive to being happy. I mean, that's been the main goal, trying to just clean things up. And, you know, people can laugh if they want to, but my code of conduct is kind of the shit, because you know what? It brings us all back to where we were when we all found this channel, which is a constant reminder that we are all human and that we are all innately related, despite location, race, interest. Like, we can all be friends. So just in case you guys want to know what it was that everybody was like so up in arms about, if you do want to be a moderator for my chat and you're in here, guess what? If you agree to what I'm about to read and you think it doesn't sound like a crazy idea and you want a wrench and you think you can stand up to it, you can get one. So let me go ahead and just read this out. So our objectives here inside this chat room: to be friendly, to be open to hear out others. You have to be willing to, like, you know, invite other people who might be a little shy, say the numbers creeping up, and encourage people to speak. Of course, like, encourage people to, like, you know, support the community, and not just ours, but like friends of the community too. It's one of those things, like, high tide raises all boats. Also, I have Discord, so that's cool too. It's another kind of like thing that we try to get people all inside one place. In terms of like personal responsibilities, all I ask is that you be yourself, number one. I don't want to feel like I'm dealing with a mask or a veneer of a person. I am fine with you being flawed, honey, because guess what? I'm not perfect either. Beyond that, remove the ego, no power trips, okay? Whatever happens, you leave it at the door, because there are people who find us in very, very sensitive times in their lives. And I don't need somebody offing themselves because they got timed out when they really needed to be heard. Like, ultimately, you gotta understand we are all human. In terms of the warning system, it's warn the newbie, give them a second warning. After that, you can time them out, and if they don't listen after that, then you hide them. No more of the whole, hi, I'm new, I'm gonna time you out. Bam! Like, that's not gonna help us grow. That's not gonna help us find any new tribe members. That's not gonna help us find people who we relate to. Of course, and I mean, this happens more than I would like it to happen, but I mean, you know, if a moderator is not acting the part, you get a formal warning. You know, if not followed and not repaired after that, removal of wrench. If there's hostility about the removal of the wrench, you would just be immediately blocked, because if we're live, ain't nobody got time for drama. Not in 2020. Now, in terms of key points, like, we were all new once, so be forgiving and be patient, especially if you've never seen that name before. This is a channel that is supported by crowd. We don't have, like, a sponsor. This is literally all I do. So if you guys actually want me to go back to doing longer streams, or if you want to just sure up that we're gonna have a 4-hour stream and not a 2-hour stream, you guys support the channel. Like, Like I said, just imagine trying to live your life and support yourself off of literally an $8 reading. Like $8 at a time, you pay your bills or feed yourself or whatever it is you do $8 at a time. It's just, I'm not saying it needs to be a constant thing, but you know, like spread it around. It's just like I do the same thing. I invest in the channels I want to see more of because I know without funding nothing can last, and that's just being realistic. Also keep in mind we're a worldwide tribe, so you may have to like explain things. Sometimes we have to like translate. It happens, you know. Also, please do not bring any issues or drama pertaining to one channel. Like, say like something happens in an affiliate channel or someone that we don't even mess with or someone that we don't like whatever. Let it go, okay? I don't want you guys to bring it in here. It has nothing to do with this stream, and I don't want to distract from that because we're ruining the experience for the potential first timer, you know? And then lastly, like all issues and miscommunications need to be done on Discord, meaning like we're not gonna hash things out on air. If you want to have the conversation, we literally have people in HR inside my Discord, okay? We are more than equipped to handle whatever comes. As long as people can respect each other, then we know what to do. Beyond that, being a moderator is a task, but you also are like the ambassador of the channel. So I expect you guys to actually embody and live inside these, you know, different values, because these are things that'll benefit you anywhere you go in life, not just the internet. Just remember that like the memories and experiences that we create as a community are the only thing that can really ensure our longevity as a community. Like we could be a really hot flame that hits hot and burns away, or we can be something that's here for years. But that is not up to me. Like I don't hold the power to tell you that. So that is my moderator agreement. Apparently it was funny to some people, but those people are no longer in the Discord, so it's not an issue. To me, I don't see anything funny about me working day and night longer than people clock in and clock out for a dream that I wanted. And if that's funny to you, there's the door. Other than that, I'm ready to start off my 2020 the right way and to knock out my like remaining list of objectives. So I really hope people are gonna like be down to come along with me on this ride, because it's gonna be a much better ride. Like all the stuff from 2019 was cute, that was fun, but we're about to really do some shit. So if you guys want to be moderators and you're in here, if you guys agree to what is upon in this little document, like let me know. Drop like a hand up and a cooter, and then I'll clearly be able to see you because y'all know I'm blind. Also, let me just do it on my phone. So I'm gonna open it up because I literally have not looked at the chat. Oh, there's not a time to drop questions tonight, GC. This is just announcements, baby. Just announcements. Just so we know how things are gonna go going forward. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm gonna cleanse myself of everything that has happened today, and I'm gonna walk with my fucking head held high. Because I've done right by a lot of people who have done wrong by me. So I think I added those who wanted to be a part of that. Of course, mods will kind of like take a while to kind of solidify. I think this is going to be a process that I'm going to start slower and build out as I go, just based upon what I know is going to be consistent and who's going to be best to like represent, you know? Oh, it's fine. The moderator portion, that stuff is just for the people who don't have wrenches and are willing to get them. The other portion is just me talking through, honestly, just how all of this YouTube stuff has really affected me and what it's been like. But yeah, it's not like something where I'm trying to like necessarily be like, oh, I need moderators. It's not that. It's just, I know some people are just, you know, some people are gonna want to be right on it, and I don't want to deprive people of that, you know? But yeah, I mean, for a while I was debating walking away from it all, so I'm glad I have my head straight and everything's screwed on and all of that stuff. But I think I'm a lot more excited to wake up tomorrow, because I just know I'll have a lot less just schmuck on my damn aura, you know what I mean? There's a lot that's just been sitting with me that I got to finally like just clarify and talk about. Oh, and I guess I should make Nightbot a moderator again. Like, even Nightbot was unmodded. That's kind of funny, actually. But alright, I think I'm gonna head off of here. I'm keeping it short and sweet. 27 minutes is where we're at right now. I think that's enough time for people to get the gist of the message in the morning time when they wake up and see this, and for them to actually get an idea of how we're moving forward, because there will not be another drama, scandal, or controversy. And if it is, this is not gonna be from my side, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got things to do, and we got creative stuff to make sure is on time. So I love you guys. I'm going to bed now because I finally can honestly just breathe lighter knowing that I don't have to watch my back. And now that I can do that, oh, I'm gonna get some good rest. But yeah, don't be surprised, because y'all gonna be seeing me all over the day. But until then, goodbye everybody.